signing Von Pineda.
The cooking channel is in hot water this week after posting an insensitive tweet about the Exxon Valdez disaster. The tweet shown here reads, Exxon Valdez crashed this day in 1989. See the oils that are good to spill all over salad. The tweet was removed, but the cooking channel has not yet released a statement.
A horrific murder in Florida leaves 2 young brothers dead. Pasco County sheriffs say a 13-year-old shot and killed his 6-year-old brother in what they believe was an argument over food. The teen then shot his 16-year-old brother before turning the gun on himself. The boy's guardians were not at home at the time. Officers have not said where the weapon was kept in the home or who owned it. The 16-year-old was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay.
Hazing has been an epidemic across the United States for many years now, and Dartmouth College is stirring up the pot again. Over the past few days, the Alpha Delta House has been accused of branding students who wish to be in the fraternity. This Ivy League college says that the frat has already been under suspension due to violating alcohol rules. The school has increased the suspension of Alpha Delta in light of the branding allegations. This frat is not some second-rate brotherhood. In fact, it was one of the inspirations from Jim Belushi's famous movie, Animal House. Underage drinking, hazing, and hosting unregistered parties have been occurring in this frat for some time now. These branding allegations could possibly tarnish the Greek life reputation even more.
A pretty crazy story coming from Boston tonight about a person that was pinned underneath a train at a downtown Boston MBTA station Wednesday afternoon. MBTA spokesperson Joe Pistario said a person was pinned under a red line train going outbound at Downtown Crossing after falling off the platform around 2:30 p.m. Boston Fire said crews responded to the scene that required them to use special tools, including heavy-duty jacks, in order to free the conscious person. The person was taken to Tufts Medical Center and is in stable condition, according to the Boston Fire Department.
According to Newtown officials, this past Tuesday, the Connecticut home of Adam Lanza, the man responsible for the 2012 massacre of Sandy Hook Elementary School students and teachers, has been demolished. The 2-acre lot where a 3,100 square foot house once stood will be left as open space under a plan approved by town officials. Many of the neighbors asked the Lanza home to be destroyed because it served as a reminder of the terrible tragedy that occurred that December. One neighbor even wrote a letter that said, quote, "Not only is the property a constant reminder of the evil that resided here, those of us who walk, run, drive, or otherwise must pass it multiple times a day are having a hard time moving on." Unquote. Everything in the house from rugs, furniture, to memorabilia had been removed before the house was torn down.
There is a warning about a complicated phone scam targeting the Hispanic population here in Hartford. The scam involves a call from someone who says they have your loved one, and unless you give them money, they claim they will kill that person. Hartford police say that dozens of families have been victimized in the last few weeks, including 3 this Tuesday. In many cases, the scammers have personal information. Police also say the crooks have been targeting people who were recently arrested, so keep a lookout for your friends and family.
Have you ever seen a solar eclipse? Have you ever tried taking a picture of someone during a solar eclipse? Well, Rutger Paw did, and against all odds, the picture was a success. Paw, who is from Scotland, was able to capture his friend Danny McCaskill riding his bike off of a jump at the exact moment the eclipse struck. Right behind him, Paw, McCaskill, and their team of photographers and videographers spent many days setting up at the correct location on the Isle of Skye in Scotland. The exciting moment occurred, McCaskill said, quote, "Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it came out," unquote. It was the biggest eclipse that Britain had witnessed in over 16 years.
According to the India Book of Records, 2-year-old Dolly Shivani Sharokuki set a new national record in archery. Dolly is the youngest Indian to score more than 200 points at a trial event, report the Press Trust of India. If that wasn't impressive enough, she fired 36 arrows at 5 meters away and then again at 7 meters away, concluding in a total of 388 points. Archery Association of India went on to quote, "We are very proud of her. We are very impressed," unquote. She has been training since birth to become champion, said her father, Shirokuki. Dolly turns 3 next week.
An inspiring story coming from the White House. As a leader of the free world, President Obama has a lot on his plate, but he still took the time out of his day to help a little girl in need. 8-year-old Kate Osmer wrote to the president asking for help making friends. She says she thought he may have some sound advice because he works with so many different people on a daily basis. Well, she not only got a letter back from President Obama, but her and her family received tickets to the White House egg hunt and a personal tour of the president's family.
And we'll be right back with this week's editorial.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Hi, I'm Amanda Eckert with this week's editorial. My 4 years at Eastern have been shaped immensely by my involvement in clubs and activities on campus. I found my niche in Pride Alliance, Eastern's equivalent to a gay straight alliance, and I have been the president for the past 2 years. Due to the nature of the club and how much Eastern prides itself on their diversity, I had perceived that most of the campus clubs and organizations were required to be open and accepting of all students from all backgrounds. The most recent club to be inducted into the Eastern community is called InterVarsity. InterVarsity is a chapter of the National Christian Fellowship organization of the same name. The club serves as a Bible study and support group for individuals in the Christian community, much like Eastern's own Christian 180. The way the national organization runs the chapters are a lot different than how a majority of the on-campus clubs are run. While every club is student-run, InterVarsity has a representative from the national level present at every meeting. The requirements to run for e-board are a lot more intensive as well. Clubs are supposed to allow the possibility for any student to run and hold any e-board position. However, InterVarsity has a screening process. If you would like to run for an e-board position, you must go through an interview with a national representative before the club can even consider you. Since InterVarsity is a religious group, they also require all active e-board members to abstain from premarital sex while in the position. This is where the lines blur and discrimination comes into play. The organization has stated that if you're a married student, you are able to serve on the e-board without abstaining from sex with your spouse. But when asked about the LGBT participation on the e-board, students were met with mixed answers. The organization said that anyone who identifies in the LGBT community may serve on the e-board, but they, however, said that if you're married and you're in a same-sex relationship, you would still have to abstain from sex if you wanted to be on the e-board. I understand that these ideologies are in line with their religious beliefs, but if a club is blatantly discriminating against a certain group of students, it goes against Eastern's policy to be inclusive of everyone. This organization has a history of being very homophobic and has been shut down at various universities throughout the United States. In California alone, they were suspended from 23 universities. There seems to be a pattern with this group and discrimination towards the LGBT community. SGA is also in the process of proposing a plan to turn the Pride Room, Eastern's LGBT resource area, into a Pride Center, which would be on par with the Women's Center and Intercultural Center. This is a very big step for the LGBT community on campus in terms of getting more visibility and better resources. However, the fact that the same organization that's pushing for this to happen has just accepted a very openly discriminatory club into Eastern's community is very unsettling and can send mixed messages to anyone following their decisions. Eastern's supposed to be a safe and inclusive environment for all students, and hopefully with time we see that Eastern's chapter of InterVarsity is more inclusive than their fellow chapters. That's all for this week's editorial. I'm Amanda Eckert with ETV News. Have a good night.
All in together now, we can make it better now. Come on, can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We'll rope it up,
Cause we know how to jump.
we'll roll it out,
Cause we know how to skate.
we'll cut it down,
Cause we know what to eat.
we'll swap it out.
We eat healthy stuff.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Yeah, well come on.
Today's a good day to grab your kids and hang out with them for an hour. Dance, walk, play a sport, or cook a healthy meal. Because just moving a little and eating better every day can help make you and your child healthier.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We'll ball it up,
Cause we know how to hoop.
we'll mess around,
Cause we know how to play.
we'll drop it down,
Cause we know how to dance.
we'll veg it up,
Veggie night and day.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
All in together now, we can make it better now.
Search We Can to find doable tips and activities that you can use every day to keep you and your kids healthy.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
On Monday, March 30th, the Music Society will be holding an open mic night in the Student Center Cafe. This event, which is an open mic night with a coffee house vibe, provides the opportunity for musicians at Eastern to share their talent, meet, and collaborate with other students. This event starts at 6:30 and is free and open to the public.
This month, Eastern was one of 87 schools nationwide to receive a Student Actions Award for the fall 2014 semester from the My Actions organization, a group that encourages college students to participate in sustainable behaviors. Sophomore Lauren Polanski, a My Actions intern, encouraged her peers to participate in sustainable actions like using reusable water bottles, unplugging appliances, and using the stairs instead of the elevator. Good job keeping it green, Eastern.
Stargazers, get ready! Eastern's own Wickware Planetarium will host a free star show on March 30th at 5:30 p.m. Learn about the stars, constellations, and planets at this fun and educational show. Seating is limited, so be sure to request your seats on the Eastern website.
This upcoming Monday in the Student Center Cafe, Music Society hosts Jazz Night with the Straight Up Jazz Band. The band plays a mix of jazz genres including Latin, classic jazz, blues, and swing. The event will celebrate returning from spring break. It's free for students and starts at 7:30 p.m.
Attention all seniors, the Seniors Brunch will be held this Sunday, March 29th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the BTR. There will be great food and beverages provided. This is a great time for all you seniors to come together as the semester starts to come to an end. This event is free for all seniors with a valid student ID.
The Career Fair Prep will be held on Monday, March 30th and Tuesday, March 31st in Wood Support Services Center. This is a chance for students to set up mock interviews and have their resumes critiqued so they are prepared for the Spring Career and Internship Fair, which will take place on April 1st. This event will take place on the second floor of Wood Services from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
On April 1st in the Betty Tipton Room, Eastern will be having a guest from the White House to present the Cesar Chavez Distinguished Service Awards. President Obama, April Fools, Julie Chavez Rodriguez is the granddaughter of Cesar Chavez, the Deputy Director of the White House Office of Public Engagement. She will be here, not President Obama, to give those awards to the individuals who are recognized for their actions that demonstrate distinguished service in promoting the Latino community. 3 awards will be presented, 1 to a member of the faculty or staff, a student, and a member of the community at large. The ceremony will be taking place at 3 p.m. The admission is free and the event is open to the public.
Seniors, commencement is right around the corner, 33 school days to be exact, and that means the graduation countdown has begun. The countdown will begin Saturday at 6 at Blarney's, where there will be free food, music, and raffle prizes. After Blarney's, wake up on Sunday to free brunch in the BTR from 11 to 1. All this leads up to the senior trip to Mohegan on Friday, April 17th. Tickets are $10 and are on sale now.
Good evening and welcome to ETV's 5-day forecast. Let's see what's happening outside your window. Today was a high of 52 and a low of 39. Unfortunately, for most of the day, it was pouring. Coming around tomorrow, guys, I'm sorry, break out those rain jackets because it's going to be a wet one. It's going to be a high of 48 and a low of 30. No, you guys don't want to hear this. I told you break out that iced tea. You might want to put it away in the fridge, get that stove warmed up, and get the hot cocoa hot because it's going to be scattered snowstorms all day Saturday. Fortunately, it's going to be a high of 38 and a low of 20. Coming around Sunday morning into the afternoon, it's going to be a high of 47 with a low of 31 getting into the evening. It will be sunny, so hopefully that snow won't stay long. Coming around Monday, this is going to be Monday blues all over again. It's going to be raining all day, but it will be a high of 51 and a low of 33, so we're looking at a pretty good weekend here. That's all I have for you today, but we'll be right back with this exciting week of sports with Nick Akinfora and the Yard Goats.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
I'm Nick Akinfora with this week's sports update. After an 0-4 start to the season, the Eastern Connecticut baseball team has gotten themselves back on track. The Warriors won 3 of the 4 final games down in Florida over spring break. The Warriors were led by Andrew Scully, who batted .45 with 7 RBIs and 1 homer. Transfer junior Chad Adams and senior Kyle Hart both hit 2 home runs and finished with a combined 13 RBIs. As of now, Eastern has yet to play a game on its home field, and thanks to the New England weather, the team is unsure of when they'll even get on their home field. The worst news was the Eastern Baseball Stadium light post. The light behind the first base stands collapsed, thankfully not hurting anyone. However, with the light post down, Eastern Connecticut will not host this year's NCAA regional tournament. Now over to softball. The softball program is home to 5 national championships. Although winning one this season isn't the first thing on all the players' minds, the Warriors started off pretty well. The team played their first 10 games of the year in Florida over spring break. The Warriors finished 7-3 on the trip and were extremely satisfied with their performance. Junior Alyssa Hancock hit a remarkable .529 while her senior teammate Sam Rossetti hit .500. Both players combined for 33 hits, 9 of them extra bases, and also 12 RBIs. Just like the baseball team, the softball team is unsure of when they'll have the opportunity to play on their home field. Both baseball and softball will play at neutral locations such as UConn and Central Connecticut State University until their fields are in playable condition. The Eastern men's lacrosse team has struggled out of the gates. The team fell to Wheaton College 14-8 last night, dropping them to 2-4 on the season. The Warriors have only been on their home turf once this season. In that game, they defeated New England College 16-7, which is the most goals scored in one game by Eastern this season. Zach Thresher and Chris Barnett lead the Warriors in goals this season with 6 each. The Warriors will host Southern Maine at the turf field Saturday at 2 p.m. Make sure to head on down to catch the action. The Eastern women's lacrosse team, like the men, have struggled to this point in the season. The Warriors are 2-6 through their first 8 games. The Warriors snapped a 4-game winning streak, defeating Hope College down in Florida. The Warriors returned to the cold New England weather and dropped their 6th game of the season, losing to Bridgewater State 11-10. Paige Snyder scored 4 goals for the Warriors in the game. They'll travel to Rhode Island College this Saturday. Now batting for the Hartford Yard Goats. Wait, does that work? Well, the current New Britain Rockcats organization believes so. The AA affiliate of the Colorado Rockies, the Rockcats, will move to Hartford in 2016. After weeks of looking at many different team names submitted, the name of the Hartford Baseball Club was announced, the Yard Goats. Yes, not the Whirlybirds or the Hedgehogs or the Praying Mantis or even the Riverhogs, the Yard Goats. Anthony Costora, a 1998 graduate of UConn, submitted the team name. The term Yard Goat supposedly refers to hard workers at a railroad station. Team officials claim that's exactly what the team is comprised of, players who work hard to stay on track. Well, I don't know about all of you, but I can't say I'll be the first in line for a Yard Goats t-shirt. That's all for sports. I'll be back next week.
And that's it for this week's show. If you want to see more episodes, visit the ETV YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in next week. Good night, and stay amazing, Eastern.
Night, Eastern.